And we are live.
Welcome back to Las Primas podcast.
I'm Fatima.
I'm Gaby, and we're
Somos las primas. I wanted to start off today's podcast by asking you a question.
It depends. What kind of question is it? Is it a scary question?
No, it's a let's talk question.
Okay.
Okay.
I have no idea what today's topic is about.
I wanted to ask you if you believe in soulmates.
What is soulmates?
Let
Let me Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary. The definition of a soulmate is a person with whom one has a feeling of deep or natural affinity. This may involve similarity, love, romance, platonic relationships, comfort, intimacy, sexual activity, spirituality, compatibility, and trust. Do you believe that everybody has a soulmate? Do you believe soulmates exist? That's the question of the day.
That's rough, man. That's rough out here. I think so. I believe in soulmates.
Why?
Because
Have you ever experienced a soulmate connection?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why? What
Because
makes it a soulmate
I've
connection?
felt like I have connected with one person like on a different level. Like I can't explain it, but I just feel like I feel so seen, so understood. My feelings are always acknowledged. I don't know.
Are your feelings always acknowledged?
Sort of.
Sort of.
When I bring them up like 3 times.
After I cry a little bit.
After I cry like 10 times.
I don't know if I believe in soulmates.
Why not?
I don't know if I have ever experienced that kind of relationship with anybody. It's someone that just gets you.
Really?
And then I don't think there is just, you're going to hit it off with someone and it's going to be an instant connection. It's
With one person?
Yeah, with one person. I don't think it's ever like everything is going to be like the definition said, right? There's trust, there's compatibility, intimacy, intellect, like all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Spirituality. I don't think that's ever going to be a complete match with anybody.
For one person.
For one-to-one person.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more of relationships are more building. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're compatible 5 out of the 6 things. And then you have to work on that 6th thing to maintain that relationship. That's what I think.
I think I agree in some extent. Like, I agree that a relationship, you have to work on it. It's not going to be, like, super perfect. Mm-hmm. Is that what soulmates are? Like, everything is just perfect? But then I feel like eventually...
That's the definition, right? I don't think everything's perfect, but it's whom you have a feeling of deep or natural affinity. And the person that you have deep or natural affinity for. That's what soulmate definition is. So I don't think I've ever had anybody that I have, and they say like soulmates can be friends, soulmates can be family members, right? I don't think I've ever met a friend, a family member.
You're so rude.
Okay, we get along, but we also don't get along. Like we're very different in certain areas in our lives. So I don't think I have experienced that. So that's just me, I guess. I do feel like, you know how they also talk about twin flames?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what a twin flame is?
No.
Let's look it up. Let's get the definition. These are just some definitions from the internet. A twin flame is your own soul shared across what appears to be 2 physical beings.
So wouldn't that be like your soulmate?
2 people who are split into different bodies but share the same soul. So I think that's a little different because I think that's more of not necessarily just having a connection with someone, but like you are very identical people. Mm-hmm. So like, let me tell you, for example, like Villa Guerrero guy. We're going to call him Villa Guerrero guy.
I love that.
When I met him, it was an instant, like fast connection. Mm-hmm. And everything that he would tell me, I was like, damn, that's so much like me. Like, for example, he likes to watch nature and science documentaries. Mm-hmm. So do I. And then I asked him, I was like, what? Like, that's not something a lot of people do, right? So I asked him, like, what got you into that? He's like, oh, I used to watch them with my dad growing up, and that's how I got into it. And I was like, so did I. Like, that's how I got into science, nature, documentaries, because that's what I would do. We didn't have cable growing up. So me and my dad watched PBS, like nature, Nova, Science Now. That's what I would do for fun. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's a different kind of similarity that I've never had with anybody else. Just the kind of way he was, his personality, his thoughts, his ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like that was like a different kind of similar. It's not necessarily, we didn't have like a soulmate connection, but it was like we were similar people, and maybe that's why I liked them so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my only experience
So
ever.
you feel like he was your twin flame?
Maybe if I had to pick soulmate or twin flame, I wouldn't say he was my twin flame, but if I had to say which one was that relationship more like, I would say more of a twin flame. Yeah.
Okay.
I still don't think I've experienced anything with like a soulmate.
But I just feel like it would be very like if he's a twin flame, it's very similar to soulmate, isn't it? Just because it sounds kind of like okay.
So
well,
let's think about your person right now.
okay.
You have a really good connection with them.
Yeah.
I don't think you two are similar at all. I think you are two completely different people. Mm-hmm. So that's not twin flame. Twin flame is the same person split up
I
into.
guess you're right.
Right? That would be more of a soulmate connection because you're two different people, and two different backgrounds, two different likes. Like I would have never thought that would have happened, but you guys have a really good connection. Mm-hmm. It's your first ever connection, right?
Don't call me out like that.
Your first and only ever connection. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, I guess that's what I want to ask.
So then, would that person be my soulmate?
I don't know. I don't believe in soulmates.
Why don't you believe in soulmates? Because you've never experienced.
Because I told you,
like
I don't think anybody's ever 100% compatible with anybody. I think I think. I'm buffering. My brain is buffering. Yeah, that's just my thought, I guess.
Well, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I guess I don't know about soulmates either because so I always look at relationships and I'm like, you always have the option to leave. Mm-hmm. Even if you are soulmates, right? Mm-hmm. You're always going to be attracted to other people. Are you?
I think so.
Not me feeling insecure right now. But like you're always going to be attracted to other people. You're going to meet people throughout your lifetime that you technically
could have an affinity attraction to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can find your soulmate when you're already like
some people do in a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the thing is like now this person has to choose whether or not they will stay with their current partner or choose to leave.
And then is that really a soulmate?
That's what I'm saying, like.
And plus, soulmates doesn't have to be partners. It could be friendships, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess you're right. So I don't know if I believe in soulmates now.
Oh, you don't have a soulmate? I'm so sorry, Gabby. You don't believe that you and your person are soulmates anymore?
No.
We can be soulmates.
You just said we're not because we fight a lot.
We do fight a lot. Don't you think we fight a lot?
I don't know. I don't think.
I think growing up we used to fight a lot.
Yeah, we used to fight a lot when we were younger.
That's for the Mexico vlog. Wars that we would have with each other.
No, but the thing is, like, I don't know. I don't think we're soulmates, but
you mean no?
Fuck
I already just told you I don't believe in soulmates. Even if I did, you and me, no, we're not soulmates.
But the thing is, fuck you. Yeah, well, I don't know then. Then why are we comparing ourselves?
I just want to know your thoughts. I feel like you're very much more like in a. Also, you're like in a relationship, and I think maybe you see the world with rose tinted glasses, right? You're still like you're in love, like you believe in all the cute lovey dovey shit. Sorry, language. And I'm not there. Some more.
But you were there before, weren't you? You were in a relationship before. It's not like you've never been in a relationship.
I've been in 2 relationships, and I don't think I ever felt that kind of connection. I don't think I felt that connection with either of them.
That's why you broke up with them.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't the.
Wait, so you're saying that I do have a connection, or I don't have a connection?
I think you have a connection. Are they your soulmate? That's a different question. Are soulmates even a thing?
So honestly, sometimes I think about it and I'm like, it's just so random the way that kind of hard to like talk about, but it's so random the way we met, the way like things worked out. It just worked out so like perfectly.
How did that connection even come about? Because it's not like you
It was a friendship first.
Yeah.
It was an initial friendship.
But how did he become friends? Like, how did he even start hanging out with him?
I don't know how to explain it. It was just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so hard to explain because everything just happened so
I feel like there's coincidences, and I feel like stuff just happens.
random.
Not like it's just set up, right? For your instance, I think that was like it flowed together. It mingled.
It just
It
happened.
was a mutual thing. It happened. Me meeting a guy via Guerrero, I feel like that was a coincidence.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That was
Like no connection, like no nothing, like, and then all of a sudden, I randomly met this person, and they're from this, and all that other stuff happened. But for me, that's a coincidence. For you, how you developed a relationship, I think that was more of how it should be, right? It's like mutual friendships, grow into a group, develop a friendship. It's not like one day you just woke up and you saw them. It's not like it was love at first sight, right?
Yeah. Or was it? That's a secret I'll never tell.
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know. If I could talk about it like fully, I would be like, maybe it was. Because when I first saw that person,
I know you would tell me stuff about them.
I didn't even know them.
Not about them like that, but you would be like, do you think like this or whatever? We'd gossip.
I don't remember. Dude, I don't remember a lot of things. Yesterday you told me that I saved, what did I do?
Because I called Gaby my mommy.
Oh yeah, and Angie was,
and was like, she's not a mommy, she's not nurturing, she's not caring.
my Nina said that.
Yeah.
That I'm not a mommy figure.
She's not a mommy figure.
She's jealous.
And I said, well, one time I was out at a party. It was my freshman year of college. It was my first time like out being alone in the real world, being an adult. My mom is very strict. And I went out to a party and I drove, and I was in a car that didn't have like the clicker to lock it. It was like manual. And I put my keys in my purse, and then the girls were like, let's leave our purses in the car. So I was like, okay. I left my purse in the car, locked the car.
That's so
And
dumb.
I was like, as soon as I closed the door, I was like, oh shoot, like my keys are in my purse, and I just locked the car. And so I called Gaby, and I was like, Gaby, it was so far. It was like, I don't remember where it was. Like, it was far. It was like some rancho somewhere. And I think you were still living with your mom. No, maybe you were at the ranch. I don't remember. And you came over, you drove, you picked me up, you drove me to my house, so far away. And I got Sari to like open the door and give me the keys. I was like, Sari, give me the spare.
Oh, because they had extra?
Yeah, I was like, give me the spare, Sari. And she was all mad, but she still didn't snitch on me. And she gave me the spare, and you drove me back, and you dropped me off, and then I could,
I literally do not remember that at all.
You did that, and I still stayed at the party and for a little bit, and I don't remember the party. I don't think I had a lot of fun, but yeah, that happened. I remember you saved me there. So Gabby's been through a lot of stuff.
But I don't remember that.
Do you remember when I peed in your car?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. You remember when I threw up in your car?
That was recent. When you threw up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Fatima came to visit us one time. I guess we can't talk about it. Okay, so Fatima came one time, and we went to the beach. It was at the beach.
Are we talking about the peeing time or the throwing up time?
I wasn't going to talk about the throwing up because
I come out with Gaby, we go on, we have a good time, and sometimes me paso un poquito, and I had too much of a good. Well, the peeing one, I just when I have to go, I have to go. Like,
and we went to Laguna Beach. We had some drinks. We were walking around, and
we were driving back.
Yeah, we were driving.
And I had to go, and I couldn't hold it, And
then
especially when
traffic.
You drink, yeah, especially when you drink.
So what did you do?
She had a McDonald's cup, a big McDonald's cup. You had a cup. So I just jumped in the backseat, and like we used to do it back in the day when we would drive down to Mexico, I just peed in the cup.
She jumped in the backseat. She's like, don't look.
I was like, don't look, close your eyes.
I'm driving, literally.
I was like, don't look. And that's how we used to do it when we were little. We would go drive to Mexico.
And I was like, I'm going to put the music because I cannot hear someone
put the windows down so you don't
That makes me feel so uncomfortable.
And I went to the bathroom, and I just tossed it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I would have made it. We were like 8 minutes away from the house, but I needed to go so bad.
And then what about throwing up?
I just had a little bit too much fun, and
we were driving home too.
We were also driving home, and it hit me all of a sudden. I was like, oh shoot! You were with your friends too, and I was going through stuff that day.
Yeah,
it was really bad. It was a bad day that day, and I just threw up in the back of your car.
In the back of my car?
Yeah, I was in the back because your friend was in the front.
Wait, I'm confused.
Remember you had a can of drinks, and I kind of like threw up in the can of drinks, and then also on the sweater, like everywhere.
Yes.
And I felt so bad, and then I crawled into your bed. You had like gave me a toothbrush and everything. Like I was out of it, and she took care of me. Gabby took care of me.
Maybe
so
I am your mommy.
Yeah, that's why I call Gabby my mommy.
Maybe we should tell Angie this.
If she would listen to the podcast, she would know. But
yeah, because I'm like, why do you call me mommy?
Yeah, I call you and Rosario mommy. Yesterday I called Angie mommy,
and she was all happy about it.
Yeah,
and she's like cuddling you and everything. Yeah, but I guess it's because I'm not a cuddly person, so Angelica's
Gabby's
like,
not affectionate.
Some people I am.
To one person you are.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, 2 people.
Who?
And my grandpa. But you do that because you like to get on his nerve.
Yeah, I cuddle my grandpa a lot because he is not affectionate.
What are your love languages if you had to rank them?
My love languages? Girl.
From the most, this is what you need, to the least, this is what you don't need.
Words of affirmation.
1? That's what you need? Number 1? Okay.
But that doesn't mean like you have to compliment me, right?
Words of affirmation. No, not compliments. Okay. It's like just saying verbally, I really appreciate you. You know, I really enjoyed spending time with you. Okay. I think you look beautiful today. You know, little things, just verbal affirmation.
I like verbal affirmation or words of affirmation.
Okay.
What are the words? I'm sorry. What are the love languages?
Okay, there's words of. I'll tell you mine. Let's start with mine. Mine is quality time. Okay, I like spending time with people, even if it's just on the couch. Both of us are on our phones or whatever. I like that. Physical touch is my second one. I'm always, rubbing up on people, touching their hair.
But you like that for you, though.
I like that for myself, and I also like to give it.
Okay.
Third one is acts of service. I appreciate when people do things for me out of the kindness of their hearts, even though it's really hard for me to accept people to like help me out.
That's why I wouldn't think that acts of service are for me.
Yeah, that's my third one. Okay. And then it's words of affirmation. And then the last one is gifts. Your turn.
So I'm going to stick to words of affirmation as the first one. Quality time.
Okay.
As my second one, because I agree. I love spending time with.
You don't get a lot of that, so you value it even more.
Yeah. Acts of service, I do like them and I appreciate them. Like when people do things they go out of the way to do things for me. I'll never ask you to do something for me, but if you do it, I will like appreciate it a lot. I would say the last 2 would be. Wait, that's it.
You're missing gifts and physical touch.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I like physical touch.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back. So then it's gonna be words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, and then acts of service, and the last one would be gifts.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like receiving gifts.
I don't really like receiving, and I don't really like giving either, to be honest.
I have a hard time giving gifts too.
It's so hard unless you know oh, they've been thinking of getting this or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so hard getting people gifts, so I don't like it, and I don't like to do it either. But everything else, like I like spending time. I like the physical touch.
But physical touch for me doesn't have to be like too intense. Like literally like not you, okay?
She's gonna touch me. Get this on camera. She's gonna touch me.
I'm not gonna touch you.
Oh my god.
But even like we're sitting next to each other and like or
you're holding hands.
We don't even have to hold hands. Like as long as you're like
rubbing,
caressing or some. Wait, is that weird?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I like that too. I always notice like when guys are holding my hand, like they'll play with my nail, like little things like that, right? Like just little things. Yeah. It's all different. I think humans need physical touch. Humans are social people, and I think there's been studies done on humans that have not socialized, not been in any kind of nurturing environment, and their I think mental capacity. Don't quote me, but like they don't do as well as humans that are in those kind of environments. Like if you think about it, everything we do nowadays, the ways that we have evolved, is because of history. You can all find the reasons in history. So back in the day, like people used to sleep together for warmth. Oh yeah, it was all true. Crowds, like it was groups.
Well, even our parents, remember, like they would sleep in the troja. My mom would say like that they would just like line up in the troja and just
for warmth.
Yeah, and sleep really close to each other because
they did it back then. People did it back then for survival purposes, and I think we have evolved to need it in our lives. So Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, what's like the perfect date? Have you ever thought about that? Like, oh, I would love this.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you the best date that I've been on.
Okay, tell me that.
The best date that I've been on, and no one has been able to, because I feel like first dates, everybody's like drinks, dinner, basic, and which is understandable.
Or coffee.
Yeah.
You do coffee. I don't know.
I do coffee sometimes, which is understandable because for a man that's dating, and he's dating, you know, it can get kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But I went out with one guy. This was back in April 2022, and he lived kind of far from me, like 30 minutes from me. So he planned a date. We went out to Long Beach. We went out to eat first. We got ramen first. I had never been to Long Beach. Well, I had been one time, but it was like a traumatizing memory. So, and I was literally thinking on my way down there, I was like thinking about the last time that I went to Long Beach, and I was like, damn, I'm going back again for a date. I was like kind of seeing how it's gonna go or whatever, and then it turned out to be the best date ever. So we went out to get ramen. After that, we went to the aquarium.
Okay.
And I loved like aquariums. Like I love animals, like nature, like all that. I really enjoy it. So I had a really good time at the aquarium.
I've never been to an aquarium, I don't think.
Oh, I love aquariums.
Yeah.
And after that, we explored Long Beach. Like they have a little bar area. We went to we went to another restaurant. We had another drink and an appetizer there. And it was a good time. It was good conversation. He was a Libra.
Did he pick you up?
No, we drove separately. We drove separately. We met at one spot, and then when we drove around Long Beach, he drove. And he was nice. He was a gentleman. He was super respectful. I hate when guys are kind of rush things in the beginning. I think that kind of shows you how much they respect you.
Yeah.
How much they actually value your opinion of them. So it was a good date, and it was so good. Like he was like, well, Sunday mornings I usually go and I walk in Manhattan Beach. He's like, I go to this coffee shop, I pick up a coffee, and I go walk in Manhattan Beach with my mom. He's like, do you want to go tomorrow? And I was like, let's go. So it led into the next day, right? He went home, I went home. The next day we met up in Manhattan Beach and got coffee, and we just walked on the strip.
His mom?
No. His mom wasn't there.
Oh,
just us two.
Okay, I was like, what
No, his mom wasn't there. It was just us two.
How did I not know about this?
And yeah, and we walked on Manhattan Beach. I had never been there. It was my first time. There was a volleyball competition going on. We sat on the beach. It was early morning, which I love. I'm a morning person. So that was the best date I've ever been on. And it's so funny because after that day, we texted a little bit, and then the texting just stopped.
That's what I was going to ask. What happened?
The texting stopped, and we never continued it. And like, I didn't pursue him. He didn't pursue me. I just stopped. And I already knew too, like even though he was a nice guy and he was really, the date was the best date that I've been on. I don't know if I was that attracted to him. So, but that was the best date I've ever been on. So maybe we were soulmates. He was a Libra.
And what does that mean? That he's...
I'm a Gemini. Geminis usually get along with the air signs and the fire signs, I think.
Interesting.
So
maybe you should text him. Text him right now, actually. Just kidding.
I don't remember his name.
You don't remember his name? How long ago was this?
This is April 20. This is over a year and a half ago.
April of last year?
2022. Yeah.
Fine, I guess. I guess I'll forgive you.
I'd probably go in the messages.
I don't think I've had a
good any like crazy first dates.
No.
What was did you have a first date
with this
your person?
No. Because I'm telling you, everything just happened so...
It was friends to lovers kind of scenario.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay,
so we're back. We're back and we're better than ever. Okay, so what was your question?
I wanted you to tell me, because since you went from the friendship to lovers kind of relationship path, did you guys even have a first date? Have you ever had a first date? Like, how did that go? You just one day woke up and you're like, I want to be lovers? Like,
yeah, actually, as a matter of fact. It all happened one sunny afternoon. I'm just kidding. We haven't been on a date.
Have you not? I feel like you guys have gone on dates, but it's not like we're gonna have a date night. It's just you're hanging out and you end up doing stuff together. I feel like that's a date.
Yeah? No.
Even that one time when you were at the bridge?
Okay. That was different. We went to go see the Manhattan Bridge.
Okay.
And yeah, okay, I guess that was like the only time, but dude.
Every other time you've always been with someone.
Yeah.
You guys need to figure that shit out.
I'm trying. I'm literally trying. Yeah, that was basically it. And it was kind of fast too, because it wasn't like I was prepared or like, oh yeah, like we're gonna go on a little date or a little adventure or anything like that. It was more so like, oh, we're going to this place, so I'm picking you up. And I was like, I don't have makeup on, that's fine, let's go. And I was like, okay.
So you've never had any kind of dating?
No.
Are you happy about that? How does it make you feel?
It doesn't really affect me. Because it's not like it's not like I'm comparing it to something that I had before, because I've never had a relationship before. Yeah. So it's not like I'm comparing it to like, oh, well, my last relationship would do this, this, and that. Like, why isn't it happening here? So there's really nothing to compare it to. And to me, it's always been very normal.
But don't you think you're kind of lacking that quality time? Because you're having time together, but having time together in a family is different from having time together, just you two.
Yeah, I think we are lacking that quality time.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the, like, quality time alone, because I do have quality time, a lot of it, but it's never.
Yeah. Do you think your relationship will change if you move in together? Because now you really will be alone together for a good part of your time, for the first time since you guys have been dating.
Like in a bad way or in a good way?
Either one.
I think it will be good for us, because like we finally have time for ourselves and we can do whatever we want. We don't have to like have people following us around or join us unintentionally, So I think it would be good, and it's going to be like a learning experience once we do move in together, because
you're going to find out if you're soulmates or not.
Exactly. Exactly. Because right now it's very up in the air.
Okay.
Because we never like lived together, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people are like, no, you should always get married before you move in and all this BS. And I'm like, hell no. Because what if you get married, then you move in, and then you realize like, oh my God, this person is not my person.
Yeah.
So I always think it's okay to move in first, to kind of try it out, test the water.
For me, my thing is, I just feel like if you're around with someone so often, you're naturally going to get annoyed of them. So I think it's
okay. Do you get annoyed of me?
Yeah, that's why I run away to LA and I don't come some weekends. I'm just kidding. No.
Fatima did not call me all last week. She was being so rude. I cried.
Every time I call her,
okay, it was
she doesn't answer.
It was one
She's
time.
like, I'm pooping. Or
don't call me out like
or
that.
She'll be on the phone with someone else. No. Or she's like out and about doing other stuff.
Fatima literally calls me like as soon as I get home and I go to the bathroom. She's like wants to call me. I'm like, give me a second.
To be honest, I used to call you when I would come home from the gym on my little walk back to my apartment from my car. That's when I would call you. And now I started going to the gym in the mornings, so I just come home and I fell asleep.
But wouldn't you call me for a reason?
Yeah, I would call you because I have a neighbor that gets on my nerves, and I think he's an older guy and he kind of flirts, and I'm like, cut that shit off. So he always comes out when I'm coming back from the gym, and he starts talking to me. I will be there with because I go to when I went in the afternoon, I would go straight after work. So I'd be there with my work bag, I'd be there with my gym bag, I'd be there with my lunch bag. Sometimes I'm carrying like other bags from like stuff, errands that I was doing or whatever. And I was there one time, literally all my hands full, like wanting to go inside home, and he's just talking to me, and he keeps asking me questions, and I'm like, nah, I can't do this anymore. So, and he always comes out exactly when I'm coming home from the gym. So I started calling Gaby. Yeah. And one time I remember I was like approaching the gate or whatever, and I saw him coming out. I was like, Gaby, I was like, pick up. Because sometimes you don't pick up. And he did pick up just in time. So, and then he did ask me, I ran into him when I went on a date with a guy last week, and I was walking out, and he did stop me and wanted to talk, and he's like, how you been? I haven't seen you going to the gym. Are you not going to the gym anymore? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going in the morning. And he's like, he literally asked me the same question again. He's like, I have, when are you going to the gym? I'm like, I'm going in the morning. Like, I said it twice, right? He's like, where are you going right now? And I'm like, oh, just to meet up with a friend. He's like, go con tu novio. He's always asking me like if I have a boyfriend or whatever, and I told him I didn't have a boyfriend, and he's like, oh, then who are you going with? I was like, with a guy friend. I told him, amigo, con un amigo. He's like, con un amigo, and he like walked away. I was like, yeah, leave me alone. Like leave me alone, you know?
Does Sam have a boyfriend, Fat?
What happens if I'm like, one day I show up with one guy and then another day I show
He's
up with
not
another
gonna
guy?
know. He's not gonna be like, oh wait, this guy's a little too short. Last guy was
A little too tall.
Sir, I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways, but I haven't seen him around. But that's when I would call you, right? When I was walking home. And now that I go to the gym in the mornings, I just go home and fall asleep. I do other things.
But
cook
when you go
dinner.
home, he's not there? Or
No,
what?
he's not.
Oh, okay.
He's not. At that time, he's not coming out.
Nice.
So,
Alrighty. Well, that's it for today.
do you guys believe in soulmates? That's the question of this podcast.
That's the question of the day.
Put it in the comments. Do you think soulmates are real? Have you ever had a soulmate relationship? If so,
I kind of want to hear like people's experience of like what they believe a soulmate is and if they found their soulmate, because I'm kind of like on the
I've
I'm a
had
little
intense
confused.
relationships. Like I've had intense feelings, but not so. I don't think they're soulmates.
interesting.
Leave it in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Okay, ready? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. You're so annoying.